Good morning, everybody. What a wild market this is. Absolutely wild. I got some news dropping. I have no positions, no rush to trade. This is just the volatility is pretty wild. So
50 spot 8, 50 spot 8, lower than the forecast of 52 spot 9. Prices paid 60 spot 9, 60 spot 9, lower than the forecast of 63 spot 1. New orders 50 spot 4, 50 spot 4, lower than
ISM
51
lower than
spot 9.
forecast.
Employment 46 spot 2, 46 spot 2, lower than the forecast of 53.
Mm. Okie doke. So guys, I'm actually I'm setting up my layout here better for the stream, so I'll do that with you guys live because I'm not in any rush to take trades this morning. I made almost 500 bucks in my accounts last night on that news. So that's already a good day considering the market conditions, so I am not in a hurry. So I have my tab up here. This is going to be my indexes tab.
Let's see US 10-year US falling below 4% for the first time since October.
Max, I don't blame you.
Starting to see the effect of aluminum tariff. These costs will be passed on to the consumers. That's in the construction area. Also, the tariffs have caused issues in groundwood picking up, especially with a large amount of groundwood imports from Canada.
So this is my index page for any of you that are not familiar with this layout yet. Top left is this is the hourly, and I have an entire session volume profile here on the hourly. Top right is the 5-minute, and I use session VWAP and initial balance here on the 5-minute. Bottom left is the daily with a yearly anchored VWAP for the big picture. And bottom right is the 30-minute with a weekly and a monthly anchored VWAP for kind of higher time frame confluence. Okay, so the reason I'm going to create different tabs is because the initial balances have different time openings. So for example, energy has 9 to 10 a.m. So I have a different initial balance for this and natural gas. I'm going to create one for gold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, make copy, call it gold, and multi-time frame, gold. Gold gets its own one because it opens at 8:20. Let's use this. This is my initial balance indicator. 8:20 to 9:20. Dow, Russell. Russell's down 5.3%, guys. 5.4%. Oil is down 7%. Silver's down almost 7%. Gold's down as well, 1.4%. Crypto's down nearly 6%. Bitcoin.
Further 2 to 5 year more than 6.
Only thing green on any of my screens is natural gas. Okay, so 8:20 to 9:20 is the gold initial balance. All right, so let's save that. Okay, I have, if you guys don't have this, you can save it. My pit session times. So this is the initial balance for everything. So I'll share that in the stream here. hit session times for IB. So you could save that. Okay, let me put that over here too. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Okay. So I'm going to do a separate one for silver now. So I'm going to make a copy of this. This will be my, actually I'll do copper first because I have copper first on my thing. So the initial balance on copper is 810 to 910. Okay. Change this to copper. Okay, we're going to save this. I'll make a copy. I'll do a silver.
Previously July.
And silver is 825. Funny how the metals have all different times, just the way it is. Okay, I'll save that. Okay. And then we're going to do agriculture is the same as indexes. Copy. Agriculture. It's on soybeans. Okay, I'll save that. Then I could just switch this, you know, between the different. And then I generally have one for Bitcoin, which really doesn't have an initial balance. So I don't really use it on Bitcoin. All right, so these are the tabs I'll keep open at the top. So I have indexes, energy, gold, copper, silver, agriculture, Bitcoin. Okay, so when I want to look at the indexes, I'll just go to the indexes tab. And if I want to look at a different market, I'll just click on it over here. I don't need a tab for each one. Same thing with energy. I can switch between natural gas, and then the initial balance just stays the same. I have pretty much a tab for each separate initial balance. And agriculture, you know, corn. Corn looks strong. Any questions on that, guys? Okay. All right, let's see what we got going on here. This Russell, man. Look at that. Who thinks we're going lower? Corn just went green. Gold is making a little bit of a bounce here. Look at that rejection. Made all-time highs and then sold off by
6% near 3
sell-off. $127 sell-off, 4%, almost 1,300 ticks. That's well. Terrific. So gold is very strong. It looks like it's setting up for a short here. But that is one hell of a move. S&P new lows, Dow new lows. Gold is very interesting right here. Might take a little bite of micro gold for short.
US stocks extended for S&P 500 down about 4%. S&P 500 Banks Index falling 7.7%, lowest since October. So US Senate panel votes to advance nomination of Paul Atkins as chairman of the SEC.
So I currently just have 2 micro golds here. Very small size. Added one more. S&P, new lows, Dow, tanking.
US stocks extending for Nasdaq down 5%.
Russell's down almost 6%. Russell's approaching limit down, guys. The Russell might limit down today. The other ones might limit down. Who knows? We'll see. All right, gold is testing VWAP here. I might add in just a little bit. Man, gold is taking off. So the trade on gold is session VWAP. So strong here. Take off a little size.
Says tariff to weaken economic growth. Casimir on US tariffs says these developments are, to a large extent, already factored into our forecast among the worst scenarios we must brace for. Adding tariffs primarily affect prices. And we still need to wait for the European Union's response.
Might have to cut it. We'll give it to about 300 bucks. Have to cut it. Looks like it's trying to go green. So the setup on this one, guys, is the VWAP bounce, obviously to the downside. After spending a lot of time out in price discovery, we get the retest of value and then straight to VWAP. That's a setup. But looks like we're not going to win on this one. It's too strong. Picking up speed too.
2000 index falling 5.5%.
Dow down 1,500 points. I'm going to give this one a little wiggle room right here. I still like the trade. Especially as indexes catch a little bounce here. Well, turned that into about a $500 winner by scaling in and looking for a little bit of retracement as it costs. Got a little bit of exhaustion there above VWAP. So that's about $900. Times 5. Almost at 2K in profit in these new combines. So not bad. This area above VWAP could be a trap or it's going to find support. I mean, this was a trade. According to my setups, my setup. Got it. If it falls back through, this could be very well a huge trade. But it could also find support here. This could be a back test confirmation for more upside. So we'll see what happens.
Statement sorry from the top of the hour that the EIA natural gas change BCF. Forecast is for a build of 27 BCF with a prior build of 37 BCF.
Russell's approaching 6% down. Morning, Jason. So this, this is a hard trade to take. It's a setup, and it's still probably going to give a nice trade, but it went through the session VWAP by 60 ticks. So if you didn't have really small size, it'd be really tough to hold on through that. There it goes. So the setup on this one, guys, is called the VWAP Bounce. This is to the downside, obviously, so it's bouncing down. But same concept. We spent a lot of time in price discovery. We get the return to value setup, which happened with the back test. So A+ setup there. And then we test the VWAP, expecting the fade off of VWAP. So right out of my core setups. So we had two good setups in gold. And gold is a lot safer to trade right now because gold's only down 1%, right? A lot of these prop firms have limit down rules, and you shouldn't be trading any of these that are, down over 4%. Definitely not over 5%. Russell is completely off limits right now. Silver, off limits. Even some of these that are down 3%, it's dangerous territory. Yep. That's right. So this looks like it's turning into we'll see. It's still early. All right, we'll see what happens with gold. Copper's in price discovery to the downside. Silver looks like it's setting up for a return to value trade. This would be a long spot. You only set up some corn. Price discovery continuation. I'm going to do a market update. So this is how I put together the market update. Hold on a second. It kind of gives me, as I do this, kind of just gives me a way of viewing the market. Okay, so market conditions.
Says Trump's trade tariffs are a shock to international trade.
So all the US equities are price discovery short. Crude oil is price discovery short. Natural gas was in price discovery long, but I would say it's now in value choppy. Gold has been value choppy. Copper's still in price discovery short. Silver's returning to value. But there's, these things are so volatile. There's not very good confluence because it's returning to value on the session VWAP. And look at that. This might be a good place to go long silver, guys. I'm gonna miss it. So the setup in silver is the return to value trade I just told you about. And that was a back test to the tick. So we'll put the stop right beneath it here. Oh man, I brought regular silver. What happened here? No. I'll go silver. Yeah. Gee, that's still a $300 loss with 2 micros. A tight stop. Silver's wild, man. I'll tell you what.
France's indirect consequences of tariffs may lead to other nations in Asia to boost exports to Europe.
I'm gonna size down a little bit. 2 micros. I'll take 1 micro. Not getting very strong continuation to the upside here. I'm not being very patient. I don't want to give back all these nice profits. But anyway, that's a setup in silver. I don't want to take my chances with it. It probably very well work out. Look, there it goes. But this is a very obvious setup in silver. Return to value trade. Back test confirmation. That's nice.
Ten seconds. build of 29 BCF, build of 29 BCF compared to the expected build of 27 BCF. Keep an eye on natural gas. See a little bit of downside of it, very small at the moment.
So where was I? Copper. Still price discovery short. But silver in value. Soybeans are in price discovery long. So is corn. Bitcoin is value choppy. So that's kind of where we're at currently. Gives you good rules of what kind of trades we should be taking in the individual markets. Just like that.
Says response to Wednesday's announcements of the US tariffs will be more massive than previous response. The says if Europeans work together in the response to US tariffs, we will succeed in dismantling US tariffs.
So what I'm going to do on my risk settings here, guys, I don't know if you guys trade stop step all at all, but they have these awesome risk settings that I can do.
Must react to the tariffs industry by industry.
I'll do $1,000 profit, liquidate and block me. Let's do 1,000. How about now? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally hit the mute button on my keyboard when I was typing. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I accidentally hit the mute button. Look at the Russell. We're approaching limit down, guys. 0.5% away from limit down on the Russell. Just bleeding. Well, we had a couple of good setups. We had that short right here. So this was our price discovery continuation short right here, right out of the playbook. VWAP Bounce. So we spent some time out in price discovery. First touch of the VWAP. All right, VWAP Bounce on natural gas. Gold, return to value. With backtest confirmation. I took this one short. This is the VWAP Bounce. So time and price discovery. First touch of the VWAP. I got out on this little dip. It went a little further into territory than I wanted. So this was quick one. Copper, price discovery short, continuation, nothing on Russell. Wait a minute, this is supposed to be silver. There. Long, silver, return to value, backtest confirmation, longs on corn, price discovery continuation setups. This is technically a price continuation short on Bitcoin. So lots of good setups, guys, in all the markets. Thanks, Tom. I put a lot of work into those each day. My social media videos. Try to come up with good concepts, good ideas. I try to make them interesting and kind of fun and engaging. And I've been getting quite a good response, so it's been very cool. You also see a lot of what's out there, and I can't believe as many people follow some of these people as they do. It's the world we live in. Some of these social media traders are more like reality TV stars than they are traders, but that's what people want. Oof. Pretty close to Russell. Limit down on Russell. Surprised nobody's really watching Russell. This is the one this is the weakest out of all of them. Look at this thing. Yep, sure, Tom. So Tom's asking, these are my multi-time frame charts. Okay, so the top left is the hourly, and this has a just a volume profile for the entire session. All right, that way I can easily look back, 4 or 5 days, kind of see where we are with respect to previous value areas. Okay, where we've spent a lot of time trading. So that's that. Right side here, this is just the 5-minute. This is kind of my execution chart. This is where I look for good setups for the most part. I have initial balance. I'll have the session VWAP on this chart. I don't have volume profile in this chart. I have it on all these charts here. So I have all the markets up here. And these I have a session VWAP and volume profile just in the session. I can see everything. Bottom left is the daily chart. Okay, so this is real big picture. And this is the yearly anchored VWAP. So it's anchored to the beginning of the year. All right, you can see this is this plays major levels on the yearly chart here. Okay, and then the bottom right, this is the 30-minute. Okay, in the 30-minute, this has two long-term VWAPs. This has the weekly and the monthly anchored VWAPs. Okay, so it's this kind of like middle picture. Big picture, middle picture, today, and then this is previous value areas. You're welcome. So we have to go another 0.4%. That is not far at all, guys. That's like right here. 914 is about limit down on Russell. Let me right there. 50% IB extension. So I've already had a decent day, guys. So I don't have a huge desire to trade. I'm up 919 in my 5 combines. These are the 150s. So I'm about up 2K. Just started these literally yesterday. So I'm up 2K. Profit target is 9K. Trying to get a 25K payout in these by pretty much by the end of May would be the goal. Corn just took off, never looked back. Check out this natural gas. If you were patient, this was a great long. VWAP bounce. Silver, return to value. I called out all these setups, guys. Some of them I called out live. The natural gas one I called out live. The silver one I called out live. I took this one. This gold short I took. I missed this one. This one didn't work out. I was able to get out of it for a good little profit by doing a scalp. Sizing in, expecting the retest or choppiness right here just to get out, and it worked. So that's what I see so far. Keep an eye out. Coming up on the 11 a.m. hour here.
Canadian Prime Minister Carney says, I spoke with German Chancellor Scholz on Thursday and agreed to strengthen trade ties.
Yes, thank you.
Said President Xi
Yeah, those worked out
will
last.
sign
Pretty
and
nice.
maintain a trade agreement with the EU.
Tell you what, if you know your setups, you know what you're looking for, and you just take them, it helps, having just a couple of setups to focus on too. So this is kind of like mixed confluence here. This is kind of a back test for turn to value on the initial balance still on copper. Making higher lows. This kind of looks like a long. But you'll want to see some strength. You don't want to just buy it because it's touching the line, you know what I mean? Get a little strength and then that natural gas trade would have been fuego. New highs on corn and soybean.
The US to sell $52 billion in 30-year bonds on April 10th, settling on April 15th. But they're also to settle first $9 billion in 10-year notes on April 9th, settling on April 15th. So looking to the 13-week bills, some 3-month bills on April 7th, they're selling $76 billion. And for the 6-month bills, they're selling $68 billion. Again on April 7th, settling on April 10th.
Take a little strength. Very little. That's short. 30 points.
Experienced presidential analyst says Mexico will seek to diversify export markets and reduce imports, pushing local production.
No real buyers in copper yet. We have a couple buyers in the Russell. Do like to scalp the Russell. Too close to limit down. So easy to forget about that. Okay, guys. It's 11 o'clock. Anybody take any trades? How are we doing today? Check-in time. I'm at profit target in my accounts for the day. Locked out till tomorrow. I cannot trade in these anymore. $1,000 times 5. But they're only combines. Ah, nice. Nice, nice.
EU Trade Chief Sefcovic says the bloc is ready with countermeasures.
downside, yes. And Q. Woof.
The Nasdaq drops 5.8%, on track for its biggest one-day percentage drop since March of 2020.
Largest one-day drop in the Nasdaq since 2020, since COVID. Crazy.
EU Sefcovic says the EU will diversify trade partnerships around the world.
I'll be right back, guys. Some buyers coming in. Well, there really isn't much setup. So here's an example also. So you had that nice bump. That was kind of the move. You know, we went up to IB mid. That was a great profit target. This is natural gas.
UK 2-year euro falls 4%, first time since October. So seeing the S&P 500 here, just starting to pare back some of these losses. I mean, it's still down 4.17%.
So this is a, you know, I wouldn't trade this again. We need a new fresh contextual shift, right? We've already taken this trade once. So we got a great profit target to IB mid. Now we're back at EVAP. It's not a VWAP bounce anymore. Now this is where it gets trappy and stuff like that. So I would not trade this again. It was a good trade. Same thing on silver. Right up to IB 50% extension. Nice move. Level to level. Now we did get, looks like we are getting a bounce again in
S&P 500 and the Dow set for the biggest one-day drops in September 2022. Also, the Canadian dollar extending gains, strengthening 1.4% to a near 4-month high.
gold back to VWAP. Would have gotten another bounce here off VWAP, but that's the less high probability trade. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off YouTube here. Back to the Discord room. Thanks for everybody for joining. I'll be continuing in the Discord. Good luck out there, guys. If you're still trading, manage your risk. Stay sharp.